she served as Google's HR manager and hired the company's first 200 employees. And of those 200 employees, Heather, so many people went on to bigger and better things. People like Marisa, now the CEO of Yahoo. She was employee number 20, and I'm assuming you hired her as well. I'd love to hear the story there in terms of her hiring and how that happened.
Actually, she was an intern first. I believe she was a master's student at Stanford and probably also one of the early females. I was the only female for about 6 or so months, so it was really lovely to have more female company.
So what was it that you guys saw in Marisa? You know, what was she like as a young master's student, and why did you think she had the potential to be someone great at Google?
Well, Marisa was clearly brilliant. She really did stand out. I pretty much did HR screening of the employees, and I wasn't able to ask deep engineering questions, but I do remember, you know, she was top shelf. She was terrific in every way.
And you, I understand, also, you know, set Google's early HR policies, the dating policies. Some of those policies still stand today. You know, you think that these policies are some of the best in the world. You know, we know a lot of, we've heard a lot of dating goes on at Google. You know, tell us about the policy and how it works.
Well, this is 15 years ago, but I did write a policy regarding dating, and that is if employees became a couple, then we left it to the couple to decide who would transfer or leave the company. That was the policy.
I have to ask you this question because obviously, you know, we've been covering reports that the co-founder, Sergey Brin, has had an affair with someone else at Google. You know, what's your take on this and whether something like that should be allowed or how it should be handled?
I feel pretty removed from the situation, so I really don't have much to add about it. I don't know much about it. Sorry.
All right. Well, Ben, I want to get to you and talk about the advertising side of things, because you now run your own advertising company. You help companies target ads at, you know, on different web companies like Facebook and Twitter. How big a threat today is Facebook to Google?
I don't think it's a big threat. So first of all, they're very different companies. So if you think about why people go to Facebook, very often it's because they're bored and because they want to see what their friends and family are doing. And so the main people advertising on Facebook are the big brands who want to sort of, you know, raise awareness for what they do, and games companies because they want to entertain bored people, where people go to Google to find something, and often because they want to buy it. So it's sort of very different from both a consumer perspective and a sort of advertiser budget perspective. The other thing I'd say is for most advertisers, they'll work with Google and Facebook. They're not going to switch money from one to the other. They'll spend money while the ROI is good.
So, you know, the question's always asked, you know, are Google's better days behind it, or are they still ahead? What do you think, Ben?
I think they're behind and ahead. I mean, I've been very impressed how Google has managed to keep innovating. And I'm still in touch with lots of friends at Google, and some of them complain a bit about big company bureaucracy, but compared to people at a lot of other big companies, Google is still innovating like crazy. You know, there's driverless cars, Google Fiber, Google Glass. You know, even just things like Android is just a phenomenal success. So they really do seem to keep knocking out more than one home run.